Welcome to McChats here on McGTV, youtube.com/MikeMcGTV. Follow me on Twitter at MikeMcG. And again, on my own, this might be more of a regular thing as I get around to it because I'm having a lot of fun just having shorter, well, not really shorter, about the same length as it would be when I have a guest, I guess. But just hitting it out on my own with the podcasting, talking about what's going on in my life or what's going on lately in pop culture and society in general, and having a little fun supplemental material at the very end to have a good laugh over with you all. The reason this McChats is coming about is because this originally stemmed from me doing a taste testing video. And I know that's something I typically don't do on this site. And it was something I was kind of wrestling with during last week because I didn't know if I really wanted to give in to the fad or the trend of it, but I kept seeing this in everybody's feed, not just from people like that I follow on YouTube or follow on Twitter, but also friends and some family members were talking all about this. I was curious to give into it, the unicorn Frappuccino from Starbucks. I wasn't really aware of this until the day after it first came out. I had no intention originally of purchasing one, but I became more and more curious the way everyone kept talking about it and describing it, and especially the way baristas were flipping their shit about how many of these they had to make. I have to admit, I wasn't able to get one. It's out of stock in my area here. It's Sunday morning. I went out. I had a feeling that probably such a hot item, especially over such a nice weekend, wouldn't still be in huge supply probably. So I hedged my bets a little bit. And sure enough, the two Starbucks that I went to near me, which that's saying something in rural New Jersey, is that we don't have that many Starbucks out around here. The two that I went to, they were done. They were out of it. Now, the main website for Starbucks says it's still in supply, but I was sort of semi-relieved. And also, I found it more interesting, the response of the barista at the Starbucks one of the Starbucks I went to. One of them just had a sign outside saying, "We are out of unicorn frap, don't ask us." And the sign was kind of written with this very much hastily written kind of like desperation, like, please don't ask us. So going to the second Starbucks, I wanted to be very diplomatic in my approach because I'm sure they've been badgered to death all weekend about this drink item. So I went in. It was actually not that many people there, and usually around 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning on a weekend is pretty busy, I'd say, for coffee shops. I think the barista, she could already tell what I was about to ask, but I put on my best smile. I was just very calm and casual. I came up and asked, "I'm sorry, I know you've probably heard this ad nauseum already, but do you still have unicorn frap?" And I didn't even get to finish Frappuccino. She immediately just said, "Nope." I'm like, "All done." She's like, "All done. Thank God." And we both kind of shared a laugh. And I'm like, because I read the article, or someone did an article about that one barista who posted a YouTube video, or not a YouTube video, a Twitter video, talking about, he basically flipped out on his Twitter video about having to make so many of them and how it was just mind-numbingly awful experience. And he was begging his viewers to not buy a unicorn Frappuccino. So I told her about that, and we shared a laugh about that. And she's like, yeah, he was preaching the truth, essentially. She was like, thank God we ran out. We are so sick of making those. Is there anything else I can get you? And, that's fine. I got something else. I got something better, frankly. I got the caramel cinnamon almond milk macchiato, which is delicious. And you can hear me have a delicious sip of that right now. Tasty, coffee-like, and probably won't Wilford Brimley me into full-on diabetes. Because that's what I was thinking. That's why I sat on the fence so long about, will I see what this fuss is all about or will I not? And should I play it to my site or should I not? Because just looking at an image of a unicorn Frappuccino, it turned my stomach. I first heard about it when I was at work, and one of my coworkers was talking about it. And she was saying something to the effect of, I don't know if I should go try it or not. I'm hearing different things. I hear it's like going to be this hot item drink. I want to see what it's like. I'm allergic to mango, though. And I'm like, don't get it if you're allergic to mango. It's like, I think you common sensed yourself into not getting it. Nothing about this item, when I first saw people drinking it, nothing about it appealed to me at all. First of all, I do like sweet stuff, do like candy type stuff, but there's a certain point where it gets into overboard territory with sugariness. This Frappuccino, just based on looks alone, looked like it screamed unbelievably sugary and sweet, to the point where instantaneous cavities for you. But then I was hearing from people that it also is balanced out with a lot of tartness or sour mix. And that didn't do much to sway me to try one, because that also seemed a little daunting. I don't think I would have enjoyed this drink. Something like this macchiato I can handle because funny enough, it balances out pretty well. And there's a little bit of a, not saying too much healthier, but incorporating something like almond milk into the mix helps balance it out, I think, a little bit with regards to the sweetness or sourness of it. But from what people were describing, they were saying that this tasted like pure, unadulterated sugar. And I am not on board with that. That type of sweetness where, I don't know how to describe it. It feels just too much, and your taste buds can tell. That would have put me off automatically. Like, I would be here right now probably taste testing for you on video with a very perturbed and pissed off look on my face, because that just doesn't do it for me. That's nasty. And yeah, based off of looks alone, it looked like someone pureed Suicide Squad Harley Quinn and put her into a drink form. I mean, that's the first thing that came to mind when I saw this. I'm like, oh my god, they cannibalized and pureed poor Margot Robbie and put her into a cup. I don't know. That was my little Starbucks adventure, which really wasn't much of an adventure. I just happened to luck out, I guess. But at least it's better than me, in a video, sitting in front of the camera, drinking this thing, and not being at all amused or enjoying it. Yeah, just based off of the description of it and what's included in it, and based off of just looking at it, I knew it was going to make me sick. I knew it was going to turn my stomach. It's definitely not my type of thing. I've never been that type of person who's enjoyed those types of sugary drinks or anything like that. In fact, I've been trying to cut back as much as possible on sugary drinks. But I've never been one for stuff like, say, the slusho type things that you would see at fairs or that you would see in movie theaters, where you're basically just dispensing pure, like, corn syrup, artificial flavors in mass quantities onto something. At least with macchiatos or iced coffees and things like that, there's a little bit of something else going on, a little bit of caffeine, which I know probably isn't much better, but taste-wise at least, it balances out more for me than it would if it was just pure, unadulterated sugar. And like I said, that probably would have killed me. Diabetes is a very common occurrence in my genetic line, so that wouldn't have been doing me any favors. So I'm perfectly happy with my caramel and cinnamon almond milk macchiato right now. So, thankfully, this isn't just going to be me griping about the latest Starbucks trend. I do have some funny supplemental material here for you from the most recent Remake Revolution, which also I just released last night, that I was able to do a joint Tales from Wookieepedia with both Dan Bauer and Max Andrews from Three Geeks Podcast after we got done talking about Mega Man in our Remake Revolution episode. So sit back, have yourself a nice macchiato or iced coffee, and enjoy another tale from Wookieepedia. Are you gentlemen ready for this tale from Wookieepedia?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Right. You might be familiar with this term from Empire Strikes Back, but there's actually an old galactic saying that goes along with this particular article. You ready for the saying?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The old galactic saying goes, if you put down on asteroids, you get what? Any guesses?
Asteroids?
If you put down or land on asteroids, you get what?
I'm going with meteors.
Meteors? Max, for you?
Space AIDS.
Well, you're both kind of wrong. If you put down on asteroids, you get Minox.
Oh.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So today's subject is Minox. Minox were a species of silicon-based bat-like parasites that chewed on the power cables and energy conductors of starships and can drain a ship's entire power supply. So that explains why they existed in the vacuum of space.
Yeah, silicon-based. Yeah,
Silicon-based.
Huh.
But yet they could still make noise in the vacuum of space. Curious. Anyways.
They were inside that thing.
As long as they're not screaming, that's okay.
They were inside the space worm, I remember that. That's
Right, so is that the vacuum of space?
I get, because that was existing in the vacuum of space too.
Right.
And it made noise as well. Weird.
I mean, everybody else had breathers on, but no like heavy helmet equipment. So
You know what?
Really?
Looking back on it, yeah, I've always wondered about that scene because now that I know more about what happens in space, I was kind of wondering, like, those breathers aren't enough. Like, your eyes should be popping out of your sockets, and your skin should be like freezing over.
Atmosphere in that space worm,
I guess.
and silicon-based Minox live inside of it.
Yep.
Interesting.
They reproduced by splitting in two and growing new creatures from each half. So no sex. Makes sense for silicon-based life forms, I guess.
I mean, yes.
They're no fun.
So,
Wouldn't that
what
just
do they do when they're in halves then? Kind of lay around and flop awkwardly?
yeah, think of like Wolverine.
Takes a while.
Wait, what now?
Their healing factor
like,
needs to kick in.
If Wolverine got like half of his body crushed, he just had to kind of sit there and flop around until it grew back.
But does that make two Wolverines then? Or
No, that would be where the analogy stops. But,
Now, I guess it would be kind of awkward, you know, if you had two Minox in the background humping each other. So, okay.
that's what they were doing in front of the window. That's
Yeah,
real.
that one scene where Princess Leia gets freaked out, that's what she was freaked out by.
Oh my god!
It's like
exhibitionist Minox just flying around.
Minox are the galactic equivalent of like the neighborhood cats in Heat.
Han Solo's like, get a room, you!
He sprays them with like a hose.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so here it gets into how they survive out there. Minox were capable of surviving in the atmospheres of planets and the vacuum of space, though only a few varieties actually lived on planets. They were also known to inhabit asteroid fields and the gullets of exogorths, where they shared in its meals. So I guess an exogorth is the space worm.
Right.
So it was kind of like, they're kind of like the, what do you call those things on sharks?
Barnacles?
Not
No,
not barnacles. They're
The little fish.
yeah.
Yeah, those little fish.
I can't remember what they're called right now.
Right.
God.
But yeah,
Wait a minute.
It's a symbiotic
Symbiotic
So
relationship.
They eat regular food and they eat power?
Yep, I guess.
Well, no.
Okay.
They say they eat whatever the thing eats. So I mean, like, if that thing is swallowing spaceships whole.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not going to get any kind of nourishment from spaceships, I would think.
Well,
I
we have
wouldn't.
no idea what kind of nourishment that thing gets from anything.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, inside there's not whole lots of metal and crap just laying in there. I mean, it's like swampy and wet.
If you eat your beloved tacos and burritos from the Mega Man promotion at Taco Bell, then in 4 hours, it's not going to look like a burrito inside you anymore.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Well, no, but if I ate nails, they would still look like nails as they were digesting.
Well,
if I could,
I can put this debate to rest because it's over here in the stats of the Minoc. Diet consists of energy and Exogorth's meals. So it really didn't answer anything.
They got super scientific on that one, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, really.
For Wookieepedia to be very lax in the digestive habits of Minocs, that's a big sin against it.
Well, I mean, it's lax in the digestive habits of Minocs and Exogorth.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyways. Minocs were remotely related to Tibetes, large flying creatures native to Stygian Prime, who are also a nuisance to star pilots.
That makes everything clear now.
Yeah.
Stygian Prime is amazing in August.
Yeah, just don't go piloting out because of all those Tibetes.
Yeah, you'll be annoyed.
It's beautiful, man. It's part of yeah, you have to be there.
Okay, so if you chop a Tabidi in half with your wing, does it turn into two of them?
Yes, after a while. After it flops around on the ground for like 4 hours.
So it's just a tibid.
Just a tib.
It's just a tib. Oh my god. All right, here we go. When seasoned properly, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Minocs were able to be consumed by carbon-based life forms. Oh. Minoc Cloud City and Minoc Coronet City were spicy dishes made from Minoc that were popular with Twi'leks. Now, Twi'leks, I believe, are what?
Those are the three-eyed things, right?
No, Twi'leks have the long head tails.
Oh, okay.
Bib Fortuna.
Like Dude in Jabba's palace.
Yeah, and his dancer.
Okay.
Minoc Cloud City. Okay. So Twi'leks and possibly Lando were eating this stuff.
That's
some
like
fine Minoc.
They take Lando back to the cave and he's like picking them all up. Like,
delicious. Colt 45 and Minoc. It's tasty.
You just fill the Minoc with Colt 45 and eat it raw.
It's marinated. That's what they meant by seasoned properly. You just pour beer on it.
Dude, don't eat raw Minoc. If it's anything like octopus, it'll crawl back up your throat.
Oh God, no! All the little parts turn into new Minocs.
Yeah, that's why I was
out of your stomach.
It's like, wouldn't it just make little Minocs in your stomach and they just be annoying?
you just keep belching and they come out.
Now you're the Exogorth.
It's like when birds eat dry rice, dude. The rice expands and explodes the birds.
Ugh. All right. Some hunted Minocs to supply space stations and colonists with regular meat rations. So they weren't spared no expense for measly peasants.
Minoc bacon is good.
You'll take that over turkey bacon any day.
Any freaking day.
You got to squeeze out all of the Starship energy first, though. You start from the bottom. It's like a tube of toothpaste.
Nah, dude. When you cook the Minoc bacon right, it'll give you a little zap of the power it ate earlier.
Be careful of electrostatic shock from your main course or electrical discharge.
Come on.
One final sentence on Minocs. Soresu, I believe I'm saying that right. Soresu, the third style of lightsaber combat, was also known as the Way of the Minoc. So, do you think somewhere in the Star Wars universe there are like Jedi Fu movies that have these titles? Way of the Minoc?
Absolutely.
Fist of the Wampa?
Nice.
Oh man.
Is that the equivalent of Crane style, essentially, or whatever?
Yeah, man. Would you watch The Way of the Minoc?
Hell yeah. Poorly dubbed Jedi fights? Yeah. Your Fist of the Wampa can't defeat my Way of the Minoc.
9-diagram Tauntaun stick.
just go full Kill Bill. One of the Jedi Masters is Master whatever his name is with the beard. He's always flicking it. Pai Mei.
Oh, dude, I would have loved Pai Mei the Jedi Master. Come on.
That was our tale from Wookieepedia for today. A little insight into our funny little friends, the Minox.
Parasites.
Yeah.
No friends of mine, man, dude.
Yeah.
Freeloading sons of bitches.
Flopping
They're really
around.
Annoying when I'm piloting.
Yeah, really annoying, flopping around in one half. Oh, man. Well,
it's going to keep stomping on it, but it keeps growing slowly. It's like, God damn it.
It's like the worst video game baddie ever.
Sometimes you just can't get rid of a Minox.
And also, I'm just tickled at the idea that maybe that was the dinner they had at Cloud City when Darth Vader betrayed him.
Yes.
He's like, we'd be honored if you join us. And they all just sit down to dinner. Fried Minox coming up.
Like it was either fried Minox or any of the options on Indiana Jones and the Temple of
Yeah, monkey brains, chilled monkey brains.
Yes.
At which point, Darth Vader and Boba Fett are like, thank God we're wearing helmets.
Yeah. Vader would have actually sat down and had the meal, but he saw it first. And he's just like, screw this, give me the blaster, we're going.
Yeah. Time to get to torturing.
He's like, I wouldn't subject anyone to this. I'll give you 4 days of slow torture.
He's like poking at the Minox and it's shocking him.
Maybe that's what they don't show you in that torture scene of Han Solo. It's not like cables or anything. It's actually just the Minox strapped down there, shocking him. Solo's like, I thought I got rid of these! Oh, man. So, there we go. Thank you, guys.
No problem, sir.
Have a good night.
You too. Catch you later.
Bye.